Were you an athlete, school teacher, or maybe worked in a corporate world? Our careers, they tend to be the way that we identify ourselves. Now, what happens when that identity is taken from you? We found ours in real estate. Now, let us help you find yours on the Free Agent Real Estate Investing Podcast, starting now.
To the Free Agent REI Podcast. I'm your co-host, Stratton Brown.
And I'm your other co-host, Michael Butler. Guys, thank you for tuning in. 1 week delayed, right?
1 week delayed. Jay-Z, please fix that last little screechiness. Jay-Z will fix it. Jay-Z and Maxwell.
He always does, man. Scratch it in.
Yeah, bro, it's a 1 week delayed, but I mean, it's been a... What happened last week? Oh, I stayed a day too long.
At your mastermind, right?
Yeah, in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't even tell me it was another day.
The mastermind?
No, I didn't even know it was another day.
Shit happens, dude. Shit happens. It kind of worked out because I had a lot going on last week too. So, yeah, it just worked out. We're here now, though.
I missed my flight the next day too.
That's just ridiculous.
It is what it is, bro. I love them. Today's topic, I think me and Mike have been talking about it a lot, is how to have a good working relationship with your spouse.
We was going there?
I mean, slightly. No, it's tough. Again, I'm tired of these fucking gurus.
Oh man, it's clear I didn't know what the subject was on this one, right? I usually take a glance at it. So
I mean that one, and we got a couple other things to cover. Buying back time. Mike will talk about, like, again, you think about this quarter, how much time you spent doing something that doesn't make you really any money, and it doesn't sound like it fulfills you any, like it doesn't fulfill the gas tank either. Yeah, it's like, what else could you be doing that's gonna make you a lot more money?
There's been a lot of talk about gas tanks, by the way. Gas prices, I guess gas prices are going up.
If you were worried about look me in my eyes, look at me, yeah, right here. If you're worried about gas prices, you're worried about the wrong shit. Go make some more fucking money. Well, I'll leave that at that. But if you think about gas prices like that, bro, you worry about shit you can control.
Exactly.
Worry about oh man, gas is so high. Man, it used to cost me only $30. Now I'm at $40. Bro, what the fuck? You go to Costco still too, bro? Go fucking fill it up and go make some more money.
Hey, I think that's where that's the only time I really check the gas price. I like to just see the difference between other places. I go to Costco so damn much when I actually pull up to another gas station. I'm like, damn. Costco, actually, hey, you do save a little bit going to Costco. I just love going to Costco regardless. So I didn't realize the price difference. Sometimes I go somewhere else and I'm like, this ain't even Costco gas. Now I'm on the quality. This ain't even Costco.
Bro, I tell you that I'm not allowed to go shopping. I'm not allowed to go to Whole Foods, and I'm not allowed to go to Costco by myself.
You shop too much? You buy too much there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll drop a bag at fucking Whole Foods for some cheese. I go to like Whole Foods to grab like that soap. I like the natural soap. Yeah. And I'll go there to grab some soap, and I end up with like 9 different cheeses, some crackers, 3 bottles of wine.
You buy your soap from Whole Foods?
Yeah.
That's wild. I just went to Vons.
That shit makes my skin itch.
The Dove?
Use Dove?
Hell yeah, I use Dove.
Okay, this year, Kalani took me to a goat farm to go pick out 30 different types of different smelling soaps.
Man, what kind of soap y'all use? Go ahead and drop them in the comments. Drop what soap y'all use. Maybe I'll try something different.
Jake, what type of soap you use?
Old Spice.
I mean, Old Spice isn't bad. It's a staple.
He smells good. So
right, he smells good.
So I'm not gonna question his choice.
But like, I mean, the goat soap, bro, like it feels nice. I feel nice. It smells beautiful. It smells better than Old Spice. Damn. Natural.
Damn. Jake like Old Spice though.
I like Old Spice.
You can't say it smells better. Dove, sensitive skin. There we go.
Dove, sensitive skin.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Dove is my shit, dog.
But I guess my spending habits have gone up with my income habits. And so I was like, but what are you doing spending that much money at fucking Whole Foods on some cheese?
Yeah, that's wild.
But I can't, and I want to.
Yeah, I guess. Everyone got different habits, right? Well, everyone chooses to spend a little bit more on certain things.
And I like it because Alan, when I worked for Alan, he'd go to Whole Foods 3 times a fucking day.
Okay.
And buy some goddamn orange juice. Like that orange juice machine that's in the back. Yeah. He'd go get his own little freshly squeezed one, and he'd go buy juice shots for us. Like they're like core shots.
Hey, bro. orange juice shots or orange shots, whatever. But that's specific. So like,
so is wine and cheese.
I guess, yeah, it is. It is. I can't take that away. Old Spice, get Old Spice on there again.
Jay-Z.
But it's funny because I only went to Whole Foods when I first started teaching in 2016. I was teaching at Butler, and that's the first time I went to Whole Foods because a lot of the counselors there, that's where they would go eat, and that's when I first.
Yeah, they do have that good little buffet.
A little buffet for like the little salads or whatever they cook for that day, like whatever you decide to get, and they weighed it and and you paid for it that way. And so that was a whole shift for me too, because being from Southeast Fresno, we ain't got Whole Foods or nothing. So
do you go to? I refuse to go to Walmart.
I'll go to Walmart, myself. But only the one on Herndon and Fowler.
Right, I refuse to go to Walmart. I refuse to go into a lot of places because I don't like the energy of the store.
I refuse to let my wife go to Target without me. Without you. Don't go to, like, that'll cause an argument. That'll cause like a, you went where? You didn't even say you had to get anything from Target.
I don't know. Kalani goes to Target without me.
No, don't go to Target without me.
Do you love Target? Is that
I love Target.
Okay. I mean, what, do you have a Dyson vacuum yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on number 2.
All right.
Just got that noob daddy. We just got, our other one went out. I don't know what happened to it. I think it was I don't know.
This is why we make money. So I can buy a goddamn Dyson vacuum.
We took it back to Costco, and then they had the new one. And it just happened. You don't realize how much, I didn't realize how damn expensive those damn things were until they gave us the receipt to do an exchange for another one. And I was like, we spent what on what?
It's worth it.
But it's worth every fucking dollar. I love that damn Dyson vacuum.
Women, if you want your man to vacuum,
get him a Dyson.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
I love vacuuming my house.
Yeah.
But I don't go into Walmart because I hate the energy. Like the fucking Walmart off of, what is that, Ashland and Blackstone?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, refuse.
And then the way that the people just like talk to you or the way that they look
at you.
Like, I get the energy. It's
like all of it, bro. Like I won't do it.
Yeah.
I only go into Whole Foods for that reason. To where, like, again, energy is everything, right? So I'm walking in there. Okay, it's good. I feel good. Everything's good in there. You walk into a ghetto ass Walmart, bro. You're gonna have some ghetto ass fucking.
You got shit laying on the floor. Fucking ain't even fold the sweater and put it back on the rack. Cart getting stuck.
Right, it's not the energy you need. It's not the energy
you agitated the whole time you're there.
Right. At least now with Whole Foods, it's all nice. Everybody's happy. I get my core shots. Everybody smiles at me. I smile at them.
That's true. You don't think about the low end. Yeah, that's true. Like you got to be super selfish with your energy too.
You have to be so
like. It's funny the things that you actually you realize like about just your energy and the way something makes you feel. Like you just can't go somewhere because like I spend all morning trying to get my energy right, trying to get my mind right. You know what I mean? Just to be a better person every morning. Just get myself into a great state of mind, and so to walk into somewhere that you can control where you go. So to walk into somewhere and just hear or just see, it just drains you. It mentally drains you.
I remember when I was working with Alan, and he was like, "Bro, don't even walk by the homeless people. Like the homeless people who are fighting each other, because like that vibe will give off. Like you can feel it. You can feel the tension. You can feel the energy, bro." He's like, "You don't need that.
Yeah,
that's the last thing you need in your life. Stay focused. Keep your energy clean. Has nothing to do with like, oh, you don't like them, their situation, but bro, there's a lot of tension. Like you need that type of tension in your life. Type of anger, like all that strife, everything that's going on that they're emitting. Do you want that? No, okay, bro. Walk on the other side of the street."
Some deep shit, bro. Like you don't think of it like that, but like it really is,
bro.
Of how cognizant or how aware of your surroundings and just the energy that just exudes off of people. Like it's crazy how you start to be able to notice those things and not want to be around it.
Right. And Alan came from like a crazy ass environment, so he's even more cognitive of it. But I'd say that's one of the biggest things he taught me. He's like, "Bro, you need to protect your energy more." He's like, "You're never going to Walmart again." He's like, "No more Walmart, like none of that shit, because it's gonna throw you off. You're not gonna feel the right way." And it's like, if you're trying to get to like the place you want to be, how do those people feel all the time? How do they act? How does it look? How do they shop? At least just go fucking sit there.
Speaking of energy, I walked in. Was it Monday, Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday? It was the 2nd. I think that was Tuesday. I walked into Starbucks. And when I walked into Starbucks, it was all red. And I was like, see my peppermint mocha sitting up there, and I was like, oh no, the Irish cream. I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, it was just the energy that just came from Starbucks, because it just told you all the Christmas stuff started coming out, right? I know we still got Thanksgiving, bro.
It is.
But
it's Christmas time.
I seen a calendar and it explained it perfectly. It had November and it had December calendars, and it circled the 23rd, 24th, and the 25th. And then it said November like 1st through the 22nd. All that was like circled through the 22nd, and then the 26th through the end of the month or whatever. And all of that was bracketed at like Christmas.
Yep.
And then it had those 3 days of November 23rd, 4th, and 5th. That was Thanksgiving. And then it had all of December as Christmas. And so I say that to say, just like, I walked into there, and that's why, Christmas time for me or towards the end of the year, like that's always my favorite time of the year. And it has nothing to do with like receiving gifts and stuff like that, but it's just the energy of people is completely different. Everyone's more giving. Everyone's just, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's because they spend a lot more time at home, right? Because you talk about with the schools, your kids are home, depending on the district, 1 to 2 weeks in November, and they're home 2 to 3 weeks in December.
Yeah.
So everyone's balance is just differently. I feel like people's energy is different, and it's just a spirit of giving. And if you give all year round, like that's obviously, it shouldn't be a difference. But when other people are giving too, like it makes me feel good. And so I loved when I walked in there and I seen all that red, because it just told me that, this time of year was near.
Hell yeah. But real quick, let's respond, and I'll respond to you.
Yeah.
James is going to go buy some wine and cheese tonight because of me. Cheese suggestions. What is it? Midnight Moon at Whole Foods. It's a goat cheese Gouda. It's my favorite cheese of all time.
Gouda cheese is good.
Brad Hardy. Money Man Brad.
Money Man Brad.
Money Man Brad.
Fire.
With the fire. Are we making money today? Yes, we're making money today.
I hope so.
Mike just got an invoice from me.
Hey, when they say you paying something, you got to be getting something back. So it's a service that I'm getting, so I'm making money also. Little fucker.
But the energy
that was a good one. I just got an invoice.
The energy of Christmas, though, I think that's the only reason. My parents started as a kid playing Christmas music on Halloween night.
I love Christmas music.
They listen to Christmas music all year long. Like now they do that. No one's in the house. And the kids can't bitch at them.
Christmas. That's the shit.
That Michael Bublé shit. But then the energy of giving, and like, there's nothing better than like giving someone a present and them loving it.
Yeah.
Growing up, my parents would like just go give random, like they'd help out random families.
Yes, that's awesome, isn't it?
Right. It's awesome, right? Yeah. And so that feeling, how does that make you feel? And then you're feeling good. You're in the giving mode, and then more money comes. Mm-hmm. Like the more you give, the more you receive. I 100% believe that's why I donate so much money.
Yeah. Well, it feels good to do it. Like you said, like it's a different feeling. You don't just get that from anywhere.
And it feels good to do it. Sorry, I'm not just a money hungry bastard. I'm not Scrooge McDuck, I promise. But I do like having money so I can give and change people's lives. Yeah. And I don't have to commit a ton of time to it.
That's one of the best things about I think making money. I've said it for a long time now. I said the best part of making money is being able to give. Like I think there's, as good as it feels to make money, it feels way better to give it. Because I'm not saying you're giving away, all of it, what I mean? But like just to cover a meal for someone, or just to buy a coffee for someone behind you. I give sometimes on just Fridays, just because to me, Fridays, I know, people who work in traditional jobs. I've been there, I've done it. And I understand sometimes at the end of the month, or just dragging your ass through work, all week. And maybe you're using the last bit of money you got to get that coffee, because you realize like, it's just been a tough week. Like, I mean, like it's worth it right now. You know what I mean? So something's to be said. Like I love going, and I'll take care of the whole line behind me. I don't give a fuck how far back it goes at Dutch, because if you think about it, it won't cost you over $100 to take care of the whole line at Dutch.
Bro, I talked to a guy yesterday about this, and we try and do it in our companies, but giving your employees more money randomly when they're having a hard day. Because at this point, bro, $150 is nothing to you.
No, 100, but a caller with great energy,
right? But like, let's say you're, and I don't know who, Los, shout out Lottie, shout out Roddy, shout out Josh Snow. These three are the people who are like leadership, and I've been talking to them about it. And Josh is a different level. He's like, oh, I'm gonna help my girl buy rolls for her mom because his employees make that much money, right?
Yeah.
But then Lois is like, bro, my girl had a hard week and she does this. I sent her $200 and I told her to go get drunk with her friends. You're working so hard.
That's awesome,
right?
Dude.
But like, it's $200 to where now we're in a situation to where we can change their mood, their energy, show them that we care. Like, hey, I know you had a hard week. I know you've been pushing. You know, on me. Go out, have a great time. Let's go. Come back in on Monday. We're gonna kick some ass.
Because why don't a lot of people do the thing like, should you go out and drink and but whatever it may be. But like some people don't go do that stuff just because sometimes depending on where they are, their financial situations, they can have a shitty day, but they can't necessarily go do that because it just financially isn't responsible for them at that time, right? And so understand like it's not just the money to go have drinks, but like just think about the weight that you've just taken off of someone to be able to go release and not have to stress off of what they're spending.
Right, well, bro, $200 can get you a nice dinner in Fresno.
100%.
Like they can get you. You can go. You take out your girlfriend, take out your wife. Like, well, you know what? Go have some fun. You're gonna go get an amazing dinner, just you two. Relax. Your boss actually cares about you, bro. It's a different mindset moving forward.
100%. Agreed.
Brad gives me the strong arms, and Brad is another amazing leader who I'd go to for leadership advice.
100%. You don't do real estate and just business in general this long and not be a great person,
right?
You know what I mean? Like eventually you'd get weeded out. So it's one of the best.
You want to talk about that fucking this? Nobody talks about having to work with your spouse, and your spouse is a partner, and especially if you don't have a partner right now, and then you got to start dealing with the partner when you're. For me, I make all the fucking decisions.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting pushed back. Oh my God. So, and then you got to create a new ebb and flow with that person. Have you encountered the same things?
Yeah. I have.
I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something back just for me. That's what it's like. It's a little bit different. And again, well, some entrepreneur, I know Pace talks about it with his wife, and I think they're a great combo. And him and then Sean Whalen and his girl and his wife do stuff, but I don't listen to theirs. But like it's hard because generally when you get into entrepreneurship, your significant other's like the first one to hop in with you.
Yeah, I don't know how long. I don't know who. Well, I mean, I know Pace was doing. He was a general contractor, right? And then I don't know how long Laura was a licensed agent before him getting it. Was she there? Was she an agent before him moving over to the wholesale sub 2 side of it? Or
yeah, I believe so.
Because the only reason I say that is only because her getting her license, you got to understand, like when you're an agent, if she's whether she's with a brokerage or not, but she almost was able to develop herself as an agent. And once you bring those two worlds together, she already has her own like swag to her with like
is my shit
on the realtor or the retail side of it. Like, this is my shit. This is what I do. Like, you know what I mean? And I think, people who are close to us that we all know, like you talk about Darren and Cam Wade, right? I believe they got into real estate around the same time. And so everyone can see just like how awesome they are, now together. And again, this is no conversation that I've had with them, but just like any couple, they have their ups and downs. But I honestly feel like if you're a significant other to another investor or anything like that, and you look at them two, it can be overwhelming, but you also have to understand that she's been able to cut her teeth as a licensed realtor for a while. So getting into the Airbnb and the investment side of it and stuff like that, like she understands having to time block or, understanding that sometimes you can't control everything. So a lot of the difficulties I think that we would have with a significant other who's not in the business or the area that we're in, a lot of the issues that you'll initially run into, you can't look at more invested couples at the time and see them and be like, well, they're able to do it, because there's a lot of lessons in order to be able to thrive and grow together. And so my wife's been my biggest support system
of all time.
But I've also I've changed a lot. And you really have to be cognizant and really understand that you can outgrow that relationship in a sense of like, if it's not deeper than just, other things. Like me and my wife have a great connection.
You can still do it though.
100%. But what I'm saying is, like, mentally, there's point in times where I got to understand that she's invested into me, right? And poured into me being able to grow so that our family can grow. And what ends up taking place is I do grow, but you can't get upset when the other person hasn't had as much development in that space as you have.
Yep.
So you have to, at that point, reach down and pull them up
and guide them.
And the only how you can do that is by not getting upset and honestly letting go. And I think that's something that me and my wife ran into with her now taking over the Airbnb thing. And that was a discussion that we had, like, hey, this is you. And I said, I get it that for me, I'm used to running everything. And so I make the decisions. I dictate the flow and the speed in which things take place. I can't do that over here. I may not agree with what she believes comes first and then what comes second. And I can't always voice that, that thought. I can't always voice like, well, I think that you should do this, and then this, because it saves time here, because I'm coming from a lot more experience in something else. I have to allow her to be able to almost fail and then look back on it and not be like, oh, I told you so. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not being a great partner. I'm not looking to be right, but I do understand that I have to allow her to be able to go through her bumps and bruises and grow. And that always can be me saving her, which is hard as a husband.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to be there to protect her.
Yeah.
But sometimes protecting, just like your children, is by letting them fail.
My biggest fear, I think, would be outgrowing my significant other. And DM's biggest thing is, bro, my biggest fear is outgrowing my wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we spend so much time in growth.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how much time you spend just trying to fucking grow.
Mm-hmm.
To where generally, if you're the ones initiating the entrepreneurship thing, like you're the one who's trying to fucking grow.
Yeah.
Like you're the one who's trying to like, all the info I can possibly take and throw it all in here. I'm growing.
Mm-hmm.
Your other person may not just be on that vibe. So you got to find out a way to like, how can you?
Yeah.
I've been blessed, and you've been blessed with people who are about it. They want to grow more. They want to do. I'd say that's my biggest fear.
You start doing a journey together, like you guys have. You guys started going on masterminds and stuff like that together, and something different. Like what me and my wife do, like it's not even like. Honestly, we start looking at, okay, like where's our future? Like where do we see us investing more? Like yes, we have Airbnb. Yes, we have the wholesale side of it, but like, what are we going to build our legacy off of? Like, what is it that is something that we can do that we both still love, that I don't have a bunch of knowledge in already, where I'm not upset with you about not knowing?
Yeah, that's important.
And so I would, I guess my advice would really be finding something within the fields that I know real estate, right? But there's different ends to real estate that you don't know everything about, or you don't know a lot about. And so I'm all for learning a new buying strategy, or whether it be buying mobile homes, whatever it may be. Yeah. I'm all for doing something like that I know nothing about, that me and my wife both can go to a mastermind on and learn about together, because now we get to grow in that industry together.
Yeah.
But we still have, and I still have prior knowledge of real estate or a transaction in general. I just may not know how to put together that deal, but I understand the concept of putting a deal together. And so I can take that experience with my wife, and my wife throw the deal together. I help her fucking package it, and then boom.
100%. Do you have anything else you want to cover? That was just a topic. Yeah, I mean, if we're going through it, right? And Kalani, I love you, but I know I'm an asshole, right? Like we're so used to one way of operating to where we have to grow as humans to make that better. What's going on, Cletus?
Man.
What's going on? The best couple duo out there. Right? And they do everything together.
The biggest thing is ego, bro. I think that's what's going to hurt a lot of relationships, or that's what hurts a lot of relationships, is egos. You don't fucking know everything, and I think one thing that Cletus and Aaron does a really good job at is they have roles. Everyone has to have a role, and you have to completely respect someone else's role. You can't always think that you can do this better, or that they should do that better. Like, what is our role? And then you completely stay out of it. If you go to one of those flips and you start asking Cletus, hey, what y'all gonna do with the design? What you thinking? Go ask mama. Like that's hers. You know what I mean? And so I think that if you look at the people who have done it before you, we have great people in our market. You got Jen and you got Jason. You got Cletus, you got Aaron. Now you're about to have Kyle and I just went blank. His fiance, right? They're out there doing their thing. Gracie, you have them out there doing their thing, and so we have great people to look up to and ask those questions for and see how they make it tick, and use those resources, man. Never try to figure it. There you go. Hey, that's what I said, though, ain't it?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Okay, I'm like, I didn't say it wrong. Yeah.
Gracie.
Thank you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, man. Find people who you feel like you would like to emulate and really ask those questions and learn, man. Don't let your ego be so big that you're unwilling to learn from those who've done it before you.
How have your Airbnbs gone? What's been your biggest learning lesson from this shit?
My biggest learning lessons. I like we're saying, just giving it to my wife, not feeling like I need to be a part of it. I love it. I love what it does. But at the end of the day, it's not something that I have to be so involved in. I don't mind being the shoulder to lean on and go through finding the deals and funding the deals and all these things. I love the acquisition side of it. And then the day-to-day stuff I can I
tune out, bro.
I tune out.
I
you know
tune
what
out.
I mean? So that's not really where I thrive. And if you really think about it, wholesaling is really
all acquisition.
It's the all acquisition side of it. So that's what I love to do. And my wife is a systems person. So I'm really enjoying falling back on it because she'll tell me what needs to get done. And when she's telling me what needs to be done, I make sure she's done. I make sure she's done talking. And then I say, you should delegate that. And then because, again, now we're teaching, now you're coaching, right? Because she knows that usually for stuff to get done, you go do it, right? We've hired someone on. So it's like, okay, well, how about you let so-and-so know about this during the hours that we pay them for, have them go, they'll get the bid, they'll get the quote, they'll relay it to you, and then we'll just pay that invoice. You never had to leave the house. So I didn't tell her, do it this way, but I just say, what do you think about this? And if she says, no, I'm fine with it. Maybe she don't want to do it that way, but what do you think about this option?
Lots of patience and communications, my brothers, is what Cletus says. Bro, delegation is hard. And shout out, my assistant Jay-Z's on here. And because I'm an awful delegator, I'm like, Jay-Z, bro, I just need to figure it out. I don't do an SOP. I don't do anything like Jay-Z. I love you, dude. Do this, handle it, and then you create the SOP, please. He does it, but it doesn't always work that way. It doesn't always work because, for a lot of people, when you are delegating, you need to give them a roadmap to do it because they're so used to working in a corporate world where everybody tries to be corporate, right? Everybody hates corporate. Corporate has figured out their shit works. Their shit runs like a process, system. But that's not where I'm there, and that's why I have an assistant. But as me and Chase have grown, we were really, really, really shitty at delegating at the beginning. So if we're just getting going, and I still need to get better at it. Imagine, just think back a year ago before I kept telling you, delegate. Oh no, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah. Just gotta find better ways to get it done.
Find better ways. Make more, work less.
I'm delegating everything.
I'm a fat guy. I'm delegating everything. But their entire business runs, bro. They both went back. They both worked because they're what else would I do?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have anything else to do. Aaron quit. I was with Aaron 2 times a week, and she was, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm going back to work.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But that's really where you want to be.
But it's different. Be careful going back, though. They had a different line of work, too. So theirs is similar to coaching in a way, but they kind of run the whole thing. You know what I mean? So you're able to dictate a lot of the things that, in other jobs, you can't necessarily dictate that environment.
Well, if you leave work and you're financially free and then you come back, you have a lot of leverage. If someone tells you, bitch, no. But
honestly, that's what's tough. It's because you do. And back as soon as something pisses you off in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't fucking need this.
I don't need this shit.
I don't you know what I mean? I'm gonna end up in jail. You know what I mean? Because you have no problem speaking how you feel. Because you would hold a lot in because of the fear of being let go or upsetting the wrong person. And then what happens if I lose my job and da-da-da. Well, when you ain't worried about losing no job based off of financial reasons, something piss you off, you're gonna say something about it. And I think that that's the downfall of going back to a job sometimes, is because now you don't, the things that was technically holding you there before ain't holding you there. Now it's just your passion that's bringing you back. And so when you're not being fulfilled in that aspect, you have no problem speaking up on it.
Right. Bro, let's talk about your time commitment of coaching.
Okay.
How big of a fucking time commitment that was. And you're going to make a lot of money to finish out the year.
Yeah.
With significantly less time.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah.
So
it's possible. It's possible. And I think when I first got started, that was one of the downfalls that I realized when we first started, was how much time it took away from the business. And I hadn't had enough built in to really be able to sustain through it. Right. And I wouldn't even say that I would have enough at this point to, yes, I do. It just, I'm constantly in a mindset of growth. And for me, it's like my biggest downfall coaching my first year was that I didn't have enough to sustain my business. And finishing out year 3, I have the resources or whatever to sustain the business, but I'm not able to grow it. Because once you learn how to sustain a business, you only think about growth and being more efficient. And so, I don't know. Time commitment, man. I mean, pretty much,
think about how much more money you'll make next year because of the time you have it goes more than time, because it's still, your shower thoughts will somewhat go into football.
Yeah.
Right. Those shower thoughts make you millions.
Yes.
Right. So, but all that's gone. All that mind space is clear. Now you have more shower thoughts on how to grow the company.
I mean, it's almost like, I mean, it's
another job, bro.
Yeah,
I don't care. It's another job.
It is, and I love doing it. And I think, but whenever I look back on it, and my wife, which she's the one to say, like, yes, we can be more efficient with the time that we do have, but when you really look at it and be like, okay, well, what if you did have this time? And it's like, well, I get it, but like, I'm not just gonna quit. No. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I do. And so, you start thinking about what you could do with time. And then you start to think about growth and, all those things. And you really got to put it in perspective. I have employees now, I got, at the time it was just me. I was a solopreneur, and now I had, 1, 2, 3, 4 the people who rely on me to constantly make sure that we're doing something, 5 at that point, right? And making sure that we do things the right way, and that we're constantly growing, so that there won't come a time where I can't, make sure that they're paid, and so when I start looking at that, I mean, I don't think I can't be a good boss, and still dedicate that much time to something other than my business.
How do you think you could be? That's one thing I'm trying to think of more, is how I can work less and make even more. Like, how can I put a constraint to our Stratton? You can only work for an hour a day. How are you going to make $1 million?
By completely replacing yourself.
To an extent.
Yeah, but I love what I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I get it.
You do, but you love the wholesale side.
Yeah, I love the wholesale side of it. And so for me, it's really, I'm not saying that I'm going to, the hours that I would get back from football that I want to take and throw into my business, like all that time. But like, honestly, another 2 hours a day, or just being able to at least have my calendar open. And I tell people all the time, I love coaching football. And the hardest thing for me isn't necessarily the time that I give up, but it's the only thing that I'm committed to, or it's the only thing that I'm obligated to do. So if you're saying that, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna spend the 4 hours, a day on my business, but I will be available for 4 hours. And I think that's the difference. If an appointment did pop up, I can go on that appointment. Whereas right now I can't. Yes, I got to send someone else. But then it takes time to go ahead and train that person, and just, that's what I like to do though. So for me, it's just being able to do something during that time, because right now I'm not.
I feel it. I love it. More constraint.
Yeah. More constraint. So I mean, it's something I love to do, but like I said, it's an obligation, and nothing in my life anymore do I have any obligation or any. I'm not tied to anything.
Doesn't that feel good though?
I can get up and do whatever the fuck I want to do, except during football season.
Yeah.
Typically I can look at a calendar and be like, oh, let's go this day. Right now I can't, because it's like, oh, if we go here, we got to come back by this time. Like, you know what I mean? So just the freedom.
That is hard. It's been that way with like Zeno's school.
Yeah.
Bro, Zeno's missed like half a year of school. Because I'm saying, I want to go there.
Yeah.
We're going.
Yeah.
And it's a constraint.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to get a homeschooler, right?
Yeah. It's a restraint to an extent, because you can still be like, I just ain't fucking sending them. I can't just not show up to football. Only because, to me, football is life. And we say it all the time. What did you learn from football in college and blah, blah, blah. I learned to do the things that, I don't always want to do. And so for me, it's showing up. That's, for me, football is showing up. So you can't just be like, you know what? I'm not going to go today, because I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to me, it's the message. What are you sending? Like, if it's not important to you. Because Baxter used to always say, you either didn't know or you didn't care. That's the only two reasons you don't do something. You either didn't know we were practicing, or you didn't care enough to get there.
I like that.
You knew about it. You knew about it because we have it every day, same time. But if you didn't show up, it's because it just didn't mean enough to you.
Oh, that was a powerful one. I'm gonna start using.
You either don't know or you don't care. And if you don't know, there's no problem. We can definitely teach you how to do something. But once I teach you how to do it and it occurs again, you didn't care. You didn't care how it would make your teammates feel. You didn't care how it would make your coworkers feel. You didn't care. You just didn't care. That's all it is. It's lack of information or knowledge of it, or just lack of desire or care for it to happen.
That's powerful. What do you think about Zillow shutting down, dude?
I think it's awesome. What's the first thing we always say, bro? Hey, well, Zillow said my house is worth da-da-da. Well, tell Zillow to buy it. So all those people we told Zillow to tell, hey, y'all go tell Zillow to buy it. Well, Zillow bought it, and now Zillow is looking like a distressed seller right now.
Right. Well, they said they want to sell it off in blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Who was I talking to about that?
Because they bought it in blocks. That's how they were raising comps.
No, they want to sell it off in like regions.
Oh, okay.
So they'll sell off the West Coast, Midwest, Southeast.
That's right? Brad, you about to go buy some of those from Zillow?
Right. I mean, they can sell that thing to Blackstone.
Yeah.
But they bought it all overpriced, bro. Like they were paying.
They bought it all over retail.
Over retail.
Yeah. It was ridiculous what they was buying shit for.
And then they put in $30,000.
And it pisses me off because they really thought that they were like reinventing the wheel. Like, people's been buying real estate forever. You didn't just up and change how to buy real estate.
Some of it worked, bro. I mean, some of it.
If they flipped it, but they bought too many, they couldn't get to it.
I'll give you that.
Because they're buying blocks. They're buying the blocks overpriced. So you had, $150,000 neighborhood. You're paying $200,000 for all the houses in the neighborhood. You flip them hoes, and then you put it on the market, and it sells for $300,000. So then your next one, your comp is $300,000 because you got to flip for $300,000, right? Even though you bought it for $200,000.
Yeah.
And then you sell that one, and the next, the comps just start rising in that area because you got the whole damn block. You're using your own shit as comps, which I think might be illegal, but whatever.
It's not. It's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. Brad Hardy, we would love to. The market's still hot, so there are buyers that will pay more than me. Brad will pay fucking. Brad's the cheapest house buyer I know.
Agreed. That's why he's been in business so long.
Right. That's why you've been. You're awesome, Brad.
That's why he ain't trying to sell them in blocks.
I mean, he'll buy it all. He'll go raise the cash too.
He'll buy the block, but he ain't gonna buy it at the price that you bought the block.
Right? Yeah. They're gonna take a fat L. Buy them. What else do I have?
Is there stocks in Zillow, bro?
I think Zillow's publicly traded.
Like, with them like taking a hit like that, like, would that be something like to invest in? Is it almost like a bank bailout, like how they bail out banks? Like, if the stocks were low on like Bank of America, like, that they're gonna get bailed out, so you buy it low.
It's not big enough.
It's not like that.
No, I mean, the reason they didn't want to bail out the banks because the whole bank thing was completely different. Zillow's just like a company. If that company goes down,
no, I mean, I get it, but it's
down.
Like the company. You get Redfin and Realtor.com, but like, what's real estate with no Zillow?
They bailed out the banks because like the banks were legitimately too big to fail. Everybody would like lose their money. Like,
but it's Zillow.
Zillow doesn't hold anyone's
money. But you think they'd let Zillow just fail?
Yes, bro. It's capitalism.
That's wild, bro. So Redfin, you'd buy Redfin because if Zillow about to crash it, I mean, what Redfin would be the place.
Redfin coming up. Zillow has so much cash, but they're not fucking going anywhere. We took a $550 million loss. I mean, they got a lot of cash on hand. The
stock crashed. Did you buy any of them, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, Brad is a stock guy. He's watching that shit like a game.
I bought my first one.
You bought stock?
Yeah, I bought whatever Dean and them told me to buy.
What was it?
Was that Shiba?
But it's crypto.
Whatever. Crypto. I bought crypto.
So you finally bought crypto? I don't want to hear about crypto.
I just bought it because they told.
I don't want to hear about crypto.
Here's what happened. They told me if you got people on a rocket ship telling you to get on the rocket ship, you don't ask questions. You just get on the rocket ship. They said if you got someone telling you to buy a seat on the rocket ship, don't ask about where it's going. Just get on the rocket ship and go to the moon with us.
I told you it was going to the fucking moon.
But you didn't tell me what to buy. And then I got home and I started thinking about it. I was like, well, I guess it don't take none of my knowledge. I got really good friends around me. So maybe if they just tell you to go buy something, maybe you should just go buy it.
Did you hear about that trade of the dude who put in 1,000 and made like $6 billion?
He paid 8,000, yeah.
8,000?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year. I think in May or something like that.
No, at like 18 months. Something wild to where, yes, thousands into billions. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's crypto. Like that's why I think crypto is so fucking crazy.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty. I mean, the number ain't where I bought it at. You know what I mean? But it's fun to kind of see it kind of fluctuate because obviously you're gonna buy it with the intent of just gonna hold it whatever I get. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool to just see it kind of move like that. When the shoe's shiny, tells you to buy stock, time to get out.
When the shoe shiner tells you to buy stock.
Oh, that what he said?
It's time to get out. I'm not a fucking shoe shiner, Brad. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, Brad.
You know what? You might be right, man. I'm about to go sell that shit off. When the shoe shiner tells you to go buy stock. Oh, bro, I'm selling everything.
I got a question for you. How fast do you make decisions?
Oh, bro, I make decisions fast.
I've been taking way too long to make decisions. And
why?
Sometimes I overthink, and I think of it. I try and like think down like all of my possible downsides, and try and hedge against it.
That's the problem. You're spending more time thinking about hedging than making a decision,
instead of just like, bro, fucking, you can reverse it.
What's the like? My thought behind it is, again, we talk about the people around you, we talk about your circle, we talk about things like that. Like, who's gonna allow you to fail?
I mean, everyone should allow you to fail, right?
No. Well, right, we just talked about that, right? But like, you get to a point to where your brand is you, right? And all the things in the right decisions that you've made, and you've taken the time to develop and groom or I was listening to Mike Todd, right? You sow into all these relationships, right? You sow into all these relationships. And at some point, throughout that time and, doing the work and stuff like that, you're going to make bad decisions. But you just got to understand that you have so much knowledge in just getting shit done that you'll figure out a way through it.
Right.
Like, I think the one thing that's consistent about people who have done great things in their life financially, they just fucking make the decision and trust them. When people say bet on yourself, you're betting on your ability to figure shit out.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's what I have written down. I take too long to make a decision. Then I don't focus on that decision long enough once it's been made. And I just make another decision to do something else. And so essentially I do nothing. Right. So like, think about all this shit in your business. Like, oh, we need to do that. And then you start it and then nothing happens. And it's just fucking sitting there. Like the Fix This Next book by Mike McCallowitz talks about that. So he's like, think of a house with a bunch of half-built rooms. But I took forever to even think about the half-built room that I wanted to do. And then I move off that half-built room and I started like another decision. So essentially I'm doing nothing, but you feel like you're doing a lot.
Yeah. But you still have rooms.
No, I have rooms that everybody freezes in. Like there's no AC, there's no walls.
We ain't got there yet.
No bed.
We ain't got there yet.
There's
you still able to rent them out. Motherfuckers is just cold in there. But you making money off those half-built rooms, bro. Like that's just, so eventually you build enough half-built rooms, you'll have some money to go put some AC in it.
No.
That should make sense, huh, Jake? Yeah, dude.
Jake, don't make no fucking
sense. That makes hella sense.
That shit don't make no
It's like marketing. It's like marketing, right? You talk about data and scrubbing your data, stacking your data, right? When you first get started, you just be fucking buying data and calling this shit, right? Is it the right way to go about it? No,
I'm talking about it at a high level,
this
Michael.
is the same shit.
I'm talking about it at a high
level.
Bro,
I got data, call it. We may be calling the same shit, but I'm still getting deals out of it. And as you mature in the business, you start learning how to stack your list, clean your list, scrub it, direct mail the ones you haven't been able to contact 10 times through the damn list. And you start getting more efficient with your data. So now you're making more deals, but you were getting deals.
I didn't explain it good enough to you. I didn't explain it good enough to you. So let's say, I mean, we could take
That's
it as
another
a
one of your
business.
half-built ass decisions, bro. The way you was explaining to
Shut
me.
the fuck up.
My fault.
So let's say I start another business and the business like just gets off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I took forever to start the business of thinking it out, thinking everything. I put it up, and then as soon as something else pops up, I start a different business. Essentially, I did nothing because that other business is stagnant and it's not making me any money.
Yeah, you should have never launched it.
Right? You should never, right? But like you took so long to think about it.
Yeah.
Put it into place. Okay, it's going, but like okay, you did it, but then you moved on to something else.
You didn't even have the next step in line. Like you should have.
Right, but then like you make the decision, you go, you planned it out, but you do this like, oh, hey, you know what? We really need to focus on our dispo.
Mm-hmm.
You start focusing on your dispo, and then something else in the business pops up that's another problem. Then the dispo is a half-built house.
So now, what's your question?
No, that's just something I need to work on. There's no fucking question. It's fucking fix it, right?
Like I'm not saying spend more time on a decision, but I mean, there's.
I'm saying focus on a decision, make it faster, and see it through.
Yeah. Or focus on a decision and make that decision based off of what comes next.
Or have someone carry it out.
Right? My podcast, right? I have my own podcast, right? That I'm supposed to be launching. Have anybody heard about it? No, because I did it. I got it. It ain't nowhere right now, but like I have the graphic. I have, I'm working on stuff for it, but I never pushed it. Why didn't I push it? Because I know I don't have the time to freaking really push. So I'm just gonna sit on it until I got more time where I know I can spend more time on it. So I've made the decision to do it.
But how many of those half-assed projects do we have inside of our business? Or your other, like for me, or other companies? Because really, when you start another organization in your company, you're starting another business.
Yes.
Right. So like when I use the dispo example, like that's what I mean.
Okay.
Dispo.
Okay.
Oh,
so
no,
for us, the Airbnb.
Yeah, the Airbnb.
So for us, the Airbnb, it is.
We've moved it forward though.
We've moved it forward, but kind of like the first year in just investing, right, in wholesaling, right. It's moved forward just because I have a brief knowledge on how to just kick something off. But now when you talk about really excelling this business and growing it efficiently, like that's what I pay a coach for. So I know how to do it. I have the resources to do it. I just don't have the time to do it. And that's why it's pushed on to my wife.
Yeah. Right. And that's why
we have the resources.
Because now you have the resources.
Mm-hmm. And we have we got a cleaner in-house now.
When you have legitimate resources to where you can push it off, and someone generally as entrepreneurs really like quick start and zero follow through, I would say, and that's what creates these half-built houses. But if you have good staff, you can like, hey, just take it to the finish line. This is what it looks like. This is paint the vision. This is what it looks like. Here's our floor plan. Go finish it.
Yeah, and like with the wholesale side, Chris has been with me for a long time, and so he's helped for sure during football season, because a lot of the stuff that I do, I can't push off to him. You know what I mean? Unless I like really gotta, you know what I mean? But like he can call me and we can like, oh, do, and I don't have to explain the language that I'm speaking. He gets it.
Yeah, that's really having someone who's been with you for a long time. I think the best thing, and I'll take this back to Alan, the biggest lesson I got from Alan and the biggest blessing. I was with Alan like every day for like a year and a half. Like every day. Like I'd just be in his car with him. Like we'd be driving to projects, talking, and he'd fucking implant in my head some shit that I needed to know. But I was with him and I learned his entire thought process, the way he works, the way he thinks, all that over a year and a half. To where if you have someone who's been with you for a while and you can do that, that's what's valuable.
That's where you grow.
That's where you that's
his visions for my business scares me. Like that's an awesome feeling to have.
Right. But then we need to push harder.
I mean, in my mind, I say that like kind of just to kind of say just how much faith he has in me. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I have a huge vision for it, and he's like, I say it and he doesn't bat an eye. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so that's when you got good people with you.
And he knows how you think.
He knows how I think. He knows that everything that I do that I'm thinking, I have him in mind too. And I think when me talking about the whole football thing in time, he was like, oh, but you love to do it. You did it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm a shitty boss. It's not fair to you.
The only pushback I will put,
I'm a shitty boss. It's not fair to you. We have goals for this company. And in order for us to get to some of these goals, there's no way in hell I can dedicate that much time to something else.
I think you can.
No.
We just need to find a new answer.
I've done it for three years doing it.
But like, right, you'll find a coach who will tell you like, hey, because you're going to get to a point in your business to where he's going to tell you, bro, you're working way too much.
Okay, then I'll go find something to do.
Right, but like, don't say you're a shitty boss because you're spending.
I'm a shitty boss at this point in time because I don't have the skill to do it all.
Right,
so I need to stop trying to do it all.
Who could we have hired to make it better and you not be a shitty boss?
What takes place when you hire someone?
I mean, okay, we work later.
You got to put time into it.
Work later.
My problem, like, I'll hire people once my lead generation and deal flow is a whole lot higher.
Fair enough.
I don't want to hire, like, I can hire someone, but it's like I'm hiring them to just be okay. Like, no, I don't want to hire someone else so I can spend time doing other things until I can hire someone and pour fucking value into them and pour time into them, because then I can step back. But if I don't have anything to pour into them, I'm just hiring someone to just say that I hired someone to do something at a low performing level.
Or we hire someone who's a high achiever and we paint the vision. Hey, go take it, run with it, build it out.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll have more time soon, so be able to do that.
Dude, that's legitimately all we do.
Yeah, that's fine.
At this point, it's like we hire high level people.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we need. You have the experience. Like I'm buying back their time.
Yeah,
I'm buying all their time.
I want to be able to sit on a freaking computer with people and just talk to them about fucking just listen to phone calls and just really build a sales team and really build a cold calling team and really, just really tear up this acquisition side of it. Because then, that won't take long. You invest into it. It won't take long before all of a sudden I'm fucking, oh shit, I'm doing all this time. I'll promote you. Let's dip over here. Let's do this. So that's my thought. I want to be able to pour into some more people, and right now I don't have the time to be able to pour into people the way I want to.
You can't expect people to run with the vision if they don't understand the culture.
Yes, and I haven't had a chance to build a culture.
Okay.
I have, like they run with the vision. They understand my vision, but at what point are you like, well, shit, what are you putting into this vision?
What are you putting into the vision?
Me.
So you know what you're doing?
No, I get that part of it. But I don't like to lead that way early. I'm a huge believer, and I won't ask you to do anything that I'm not doing. And eventually, you take over that role, but you're compensated for the role that you're taking over because you're replacing me in that role.
Not all work looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say like, well, they need to see me working.
I'm at football season. I'm in football practice.
Okay. But so like, oh yeah. So Josh used this example this weekend. Well, last weekend. I told you about this. He did this whole delegation thing.
Uh-huh.
And then one of his employees asked, like, what are you going to do?
Who said that?
One of his employees asked Josh that after he like delegated everything after like a Monday huddle, like Monday meeting.
What are you going to do?
He's like, what are you going to do?
No, he didn't.
Yeah. He asked him that.
Oh, okay.
He's like, you know what I'm going to do? I make sure you have fucking health insurance. I'm going to make sure we have payroll. I'm going to make sure the company can grow big enough so you can feel significant and grow inside of our company. Because no one else is thinking that way, right? Like people 100%. Don't want to think that thinking is work.
It is.
So you're still,
it is. Yeah.
Right? But you're still working. So like, again, like you're thinking the wrong way, right? But like, no, I'm sitting here thinking, going on a walk where I'm playing Legos with my kids and I'm still building shit. And then you'll think of something and then we can put it in place. But you're not doing that.
No.
I'm just doing, but no, I'm saying
you're
that person.
Employee. Yeah.
We're just doing different work. Like, I'm always fucking working.
Yeah.
I'm always
and I can't. So maybe it's more of a guilt for me.
It's a guilt
because I know that I'm not at that point in time. Like anything else you could say, like if I'm on vacation, I can still be thinking about my business. When I'm at football practice, but there's too many things that go into a football play to think about anything else. And so maybe it's just for me, it's just the time of just where my mind is at.
The business is there to serve you, not for you to work in it.
It does serve me.
But the
business, by me thinking about it.
But you know what I'm saying?
I love what I do.
You feel uncomfortable not working, but the whole goal is financial freedom, not to have a fucking job. The whole goal is for your business to run so I can spend more time with my children, with my family, and football.
Okay. So then I guess the thought is, that's the goal.
No, that is the purpose.
Yes, that's the purpose.
Is right? To give me a profit.
Yes.
Help other people feel fulfilled.
Yes.
And let me do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, let's just say I'm not there yet. So that's why I don't feel comfortable.
But we need to think that way if we want to get there. Right?
I do think that way.
Better.
That's why I got to stop.
When you think better.
Like at the end of the day, can't nobody just be like, you know what? I want to spend all this time with my wife and my kids. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna build this business out, but I'm just gonna keep going to coach football and think of and hopefully think of a way to do it. Like, no, you gotta fucking do that. You gotta put the shit in place first. I don't have the shit in place. I have it in place for year 1, Michael. Year 2, but we're on year 3 now. Like I got big goals. I can't be doing the same shit. It's gonna take a different level of commitment from me to get to start to really push the accelerator, and then I can fucking step off that bitch and spend all this time doing other things. But right now, just based off my goals and my visions, I don't feel comfortable not constantly pushing it at this point in time.
But so you think it's not pushing? You're telling me I'm not pushing? You're telling me I'm not pushing all the time?
You're at Masterminds. I can't go to Masterminds because I got football practice.
not Masterminds.
But that's part of your business. That's work.
I'm saying
the part that your employees don't. The part that your employees don't think about is the masterminds. They think right now that it's just a cold calling or hiring someone else. They don't understand that masterminds and self-development, that's a part of pushing your business. Right now, I'm not doing that. So it's not pushing the business.
Okay, all right. We'll use it for more growth.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you're still not thinking, don't feel guilty.
But I do.
Okay. And
I mean, like, let's think about what feeling guilty is. Like, I feel like I'm cheating myself because I know where I want to go and I'm not there yet.
Okay.
And I'm not feeling like I'm even doing the things to get us there.
Okay. Fair enough. But like, again, you're not cheating your business if you're at, like, it's serving you. It's there to fucking serve you and make a profit and help other people feel good.
I've painted a vision for people, and that vision hasn't been fulfilled for the people that I promised that vision to. So for me to be at football practice is cheating people. It's not fair. You know, I've made a commitment to a team, and now it's time for me to make sure that I do what I said I'm gonna do for the team. Right now, I'm not showing up.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? So I think I'm showing up, but I'm not all there. And I feel like that's not fair. That's why I feel like I'm cheating people. Because cheating others to me is cheating myself.
Okay.
Because, said a man's word is all you got.
A man's word is all you got. You got anything else? Anybody got any questions? Brad, if you're still watching this, I want your input. Because Brad owns a massive company. And if his ass didn't want to fucking work, he wouldn't have to work. And it's not his job to work because he hired on amazing people to do the work. And he painted the vision, right?
He painted the vision.
But he's just a maniac and he dives into some fucking random email with some tenants.
But that's a testament of loving what you do. Like, he doesn't have to, he's not obligated to respond to those emails because he's delegated that task. So he has people to respond to that. Just like, I still get AirBNB notifications and I still look at them. But I don't feel like, fuck, I got to reply to them. But I like to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still nosy, bro. Like, I'm still nosy. I like to see the shit,
I'm somewhat moving into the point to where if it's big enough to know what's going on, the team will tell me. Anything else, they're there for a reason. So my mind space can be more clear so I can grow bigger.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need the little details of anything else. Like, if it's really bad, if it's a $1,000 to $4,000 like plus expense, yeah, shoot me a text, give me a call.
The real question is how the hell we get there.
How the hell do you get there?
How the hell did we get to $1,000, $4,000? What the fuck went wrong,
bro? I had someone fuck up payroll and we lost like 15 grand.
Like you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna hear about, hey, we lost 15 grand. It's like, how the fuck did it happen?
Yeah, I mean,
like, I'm not even interested in like the loss of the money. How did it happen?
I mean, we'll figure that out. That's easy.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's the cool. I'm a crim major, bro. I'm a crim major. I want to know who the fuck did it. Who fucked up?
All right. Who fucked up?
But that's it, man. I don't have anything unless anyone has any questions, comments, concerns. Really don't have much for it. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to our Free Agent REI podcast on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you guys are joining our Free Agent REI Facebook group. I think we're going to be planning on doing some type of giveaway sometime by the end of the year for any new investors looking to, get a first deal, or just we haven't really wrapped our head around the concept of what we're going to give. So if you have any suggestions on what you think would be pretty cool to give out to anyone that is following or a part of our Free Agent REI Facebook group, please feel free to send us a message and give us any type of feedback on what you feel could be something cool to earn.
We do need to start running ads for that group. We're going to start running ads for that group.
Yeah.
Go join the group. That's our real estate group. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
See you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Free Agent Real Estate Investing Podcast. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review. If you would like to stay in touch with Stratton and myself, follow us on Instagram. And please be sure to subscribe to our Free Agent REI Podcast YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up.